Everything you need to know about products and services that can improve your life. This is Experts on Call on CL 650.
It's my life, it's now or never.
This is Experts on Call featuring Intact Insurance on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton, and joining us in the studio today, resident insurance broker Andrew Tablotny of Laguerre Pelling Insurance in Richmond, along with another broker, Sanjeev Katoch. So we're trying to do basically an insurance 101, so to speak, and cover off some of the popular areas of the business that you as a listener might have some questions about. We're hoping to bring some clarity to the insurance industry at the same time, well, to you regarding the insurance industry. So most of the discussion so far today, it's been on life insurance. We've talked about the differences between disability insurance, critical care insurance. Now we're going to talk about business owners and the very specific needs that a business owner has when it comes to insurance. And I'm sure there's a lot of detail to cover here. So how can we cover this clearly and concisely, Andrew?
Well, I'll try and keep it simple. For business owners, there's usually three things that you're going to be buying life insurance for: buy-sell agreements, key man insurance, and most exciting of the three that allows you to set up a secure savings account to maximize loan costs while reducing taxes. This is done using dividend-paying life insurance policies. A lot of business owners, we're trying to make a lot of our clients aware, is that as of January 1st next year, the government's brought in a bill C-43, and it's going to change your ability to utilize that
dividends paying system.
Right. Yeah, it's a strategy that's been used for years by many of the world's wealthiest companies. Business titans like Jim Pattison, Walt Disney, Ray Kroc. They've utilized the purchase of dividend-paying whole life policies to expand their businesses. One of the biggest purchases of these policies is banks. What better place to store your Tier 1 capital?
What do you actually mean by Tier 1 capital?
Well, Tier 1 capital is the capital that has to be the most liquid and the safest on the bank's balance sheet. So, they've been using the life insurance business for years. That's probably why they're trying to buy up a lot of them, because they see all the money that's being made in the companies.
Well, personally, I'm not a business owner. It sounds a little complicated to me.
Well, in simple terms, you're loading up a large dividend-paying life insurance policy. This allows you to borrow your own money from yourself on your own terms. So instead of paying the banks and lease companies interest on loans, you pay yourself out of your retained earnings invested in a life policy. There's also exit strategies that help you minimize tax as well. Some of the companies have taken it to the next step and are actually using it for their basic operating account. The government's finally caught on to how successful this strategy is, and is going to claw some of it back to make it less desirable. So
they're going to tighten it up.
Yeah. So as long as you get a plan in place before January 1st of next year, but it does take a little bit of time for these plans to set up, because you're talking about higher limits of life insurance, whether it be 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. So there's pre-qualifications that are required there.
So as a business owner, if I wanted to find out more about this, what am I going in to ask my broker?
You're going to ask us how to save tax and keep your money out of the taxman's back pocket, I guess. So
isn't that a question I would ask my accountant?
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of accountants. We show them and they get very excited about this stuff. But and one thing I should mention, the people that aren't business owners, this C-43 actually will make this strategy more flexible for individuals starting in 2017. So it'll actually be something they should be looking at next year for their own personal.
So tighter for businesses, but opening up to individuals.
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
That definitely. Well, that should be on the agenda. Now, you mentioned earlier about the buy-sell agreement or the key person agreement. Tell us a little bit more about those.
Yeah, Joanne, buy-sell agreement is a chief concern among business owners to address the death of partner in the business. Owners want to ensure the continuity of ownership while ensuring that their family are financially secure and compensated fairly if something happened to them. A buy-sell agreement can address all these needs. In a contract among the business owner that requires the remaining owners or the company to purchase the deceased interest in the company according to agreed upon terms of the contract. In addition, the deceased heirs are required to comply by selling their inherited interest at the previously agreed upon price. The best way to fund a buy-sell agreement is through life insurance policy.
Okay.
This ensures that the funds are immediately available when death occurs, plus death benefits proceeds are generally income tax free.
And then the key person life insurance for your business?
A key person insurance is like, as a small business owner, you may employ at least one individual who is essential to your company's success.
Like me.
You are the business.
Yeah. So this person may be a partner or have a unique expertise that is unmatched throughout the rest of the company. If you employ an individual who are vital to your company's success, especially if your business is small, consider a key person life insurance. This insurance solution can protect your organization's solvency in the event you lose a key person without warning, and also investment made by lenders or the investor to your company.
So these are three really key pieces of information for the business community. Are these popular?
Yeah, a lot of business owners would have, like myself. I got to keep when you buy into the business, you're worried about if you bought a business, you've taken out a loan, you want to make sure it's covered. So it's no different than buying your house. You're buying a mortgage insurance. So in this case, you're buying loan insurance to make sure that the loan's covered if and when something happens to you, that the business doesn't have to be sold off to pay for your debts.
Are these common? Is this common knowledge to business owners?
Most would have some.
Most
some
would
of it,
have
but,
something
well,
like this in
not the
place?
first one. Not the first one. The first one, the dividend-paying life, the cash-free, or the tax-free savings account, as we call it, is something that very few people are aware of, and it's, as I say, it's something that can be utilized quite well and taken advantage of. So.
And definitely now that there's a bit of a deadline on that as well. If the government's going to tighten up those regulations, January, you said next year?
Yeah, January 1st next year.
Okay, so you've got a year to get in. Well, actually, you should probably go in this month, talk to your broker, and find out how you could take advantage of that.
So never hurts to be early.
Yeah, I want to add one more point here is that buy-sell agreement and key man insurance is very beneficial for the small business owner. And coming back to your question, I mean, it's not very well known to small business owner, especially the small business owner who entered into some sort of partnership with the third party. And then, buy-sell agreement is a very important thing to have in place. Similarly, if you're expanding and you are relying on one person for certain operation, so key man insurance is something that you need to consider.
Excellent. Thank you, Sanjeev. So Andrew and Sanjeev, we've covered a lot of ground today about insurance, life insurance, critical illness, disability insurance, key points for business owners to consider about insurance. What do you think some of the most important points that we should remember and take with us from today's show?
Don't be afraid to talk about it.
Don't be afraid to ask questions too.
Well, it's as we said, life insurance is, people don't like to talk about. You talk to any life guy and he'll say, you sit down with the people, you talk about it, you give them a quote, and you don't hear back from them. And it's, unfortunately, people don't want to deal with this aspect of it. But it's, life is, you've got family and responsibilities. You need to make sure that those are protected. It's no different than planning for your retirement, putting money in RRSP. Well, this is just another way of doing it by putting the money into life insurance. It's just a longer-term plan from that perspective. And going back to the critical illness and disability side of it, you're going to live longer. Medical technology has improved significantly, so life insurance isn't the be-all and end-all. You need to look at other aspects of this as part of your financial plan.
And old policies, if we're sitting on something that haven't even looked at it for 10 years, or now I'm approaching retirement, or
yeah, in that case, you need to visit your insurance, revisit your insurance needs once again, and visit to one of the licensed life insurance guy who will do the fact finding with you. It's always good to have a review on your existing life insurance policy and see if there needs be, you can add some more feature on that. And I want to add one more point here is that people would think that life insurance is something that would pay me when I'm dead, my beneficiary when I'm dead. But the thing is, there are some living benefits, like we already discussed, critical illness and disability available. So most of the companies in the market now, they are making very user-friendly policy where you can blend life insurance coverage with your critical illness and disability. So instead of having two policies in place and going through the medical twice, you can have it done in one policy and have your medical done once. And some company would offer you, if you blend them together, some discount for that. So it's good to have your death benefits and living benefits in one policy.
Well, I've just learned something. I didn't know life insurance benefits could be paid while you were living. That's a great point, Sanjeev.
Well, and there's lots of financial opportunities as well with life insurance. You don't necessarily have to wait, as Sanjeev says, you don't have to wait till you die. There is options, and that's why especially on the business side, you have the ability to get some of your hard-earned capital that's stuck in your company out of the company without paying any tax. So, but it's a strategy. You have to sit down and talk about it. It's not something you just gloss over in a 5-minute conversation like we're having here. So you need to actually sit down and look at how the strategy works and what the costs involved are.
Let me say thanks to both of you for joining us today. We do know where to find you as well at Laguerre Pelling Insurance in Richmond. You are listening to Experts on Call on CL 650 with Intact Insurance, and I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to both our guests today, our insurance experts, Andrew Tablotny of Laguerre Pelling Insurance and broker Sanjeev Katoch, our life insurance expert. For more information, laguerrepelling.com is the website to visit. We just want to say thanks for joining us today at Experts on Call on CL 650.